Welcome to another very beautiful day here on Top TV, and we are ready to bring you the newspaper headlines right here on the program called the Newspaper Review. Thank you for joining us here on the program. It's been a very busy week for those of us here in River State, as we saw our governor declare the public holiday on Tuesday, and we also had the president-elect coming into the state to commission projects around River State. Aside that, a lot has gone down within the last 24 hours, and we are right here to share all of that information with you as the newspapers break these news. Don't forget, you can also be a part of this by dropping your comments and the reactions on the comment section. We'd really love to hear your opinions as regards the headlines we'll be reading to you shortly. To do the headlines with me this morning is Victor Sioko. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for always coming through.
Thank you.
And to our viewers, you guys are the VIP. Thank you. Don't forget to also subscribe. If this is the first time you're seeing this video, do well to click on the subscribe button and also turn on the notification key. All right, without wasting time, let's see what the headlines look like. We'll begin with our Daily Independent newspaper for today, the 5th of April 2023. My name is Williams Abule. All right, we go into the headlines. It says here, military again warns politicians against Scotland May 29th inauguration. Gunmen on rampage in Anambra kill 3 policemen. We'll move downwards to the main headline here. It says, how I will tackle corruption in the judiciary by Tinubu explains why he said I owe Wike nothing. All right, do well to pick up a copy of the Daily Independent. That's where we get details of that gist. Moving on to other headlines here on the Daily Independent, we see cost of electricity consumption in Nigeria cheapest in the world. Federal government speaking, on page 29 is where you find details of that story. Wike warns against making Nigeria ungovernable for Tinubu. Page 7 is where the details will be found. Moving downwards, we see Imo. Passengers stranded at airport over NLC strike. Page 6 is where details of that story is. Federal government gives 100,000 naira each to 376 Nigerians evacuated from Sudan. Page 29 is where the details is. We'll move downwards. It says, it's wrong to swear in Tinubu, governors with cases in court. Onaiyekan speaking there. All right, let's get into the conversations. And I would like us to look into the main headline here, which says, how I will tackle corruption in the judiciary by Tinubu. Well, let's also look at the visit of Tinubu to River State. And we covered that story. If you haven't seen that report, please do well to watch that report on TAP TV. Well, what is your opinion, or what do you think about Tinubu's visit and some of the commentaries, some of the statements he has made while visiting River State?
Okay, just quickly about the comment about corruption that he made. Personally, I'll be shocked if, yes, he will become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. When he becomes president of Nigeria, will he be able to fight corruption? My answer would be no. Okay, he cannot fight corruption. I don't know. Some persons might be like, why am I just so pessimistic about it? Okay, reason, if somebody like Buhari, the way he came in with so much trust that we had, at least for the side of corruption, could not fight corruption as far as I'm concerned. He wasn't able to fight
and
corruption.
And that was one of his main mantras when he was, vying for office.
Yes.
That was one of the main things he was coming out to do.
Remember that statement of, I am not for anybody. I am not. What did he say again? I'm not.
I am for Nigerians or something like that.
I'm not for nobody or something like that. That statement.
Everybody picked it up and said,
God,
"Oh yes, this is the man. This is the man."
The man for the country is coming to fight corruption. Okay, and look at it. The country has wallowed into the deepest abyss of corruption right now. That, look at, what about the Siemens contract? What about the oil theft? What about the monetary theft that has happened? What about the Auditor General of the country? Sorry, the Accountant General of the country that stole all the home monies that he was able to bring back some, and he's on a plea right now. He has not shown bite as far as I'm concerned. Okay, what about even the ones that have been jailed like the former governor of Plateau State, that he even gave pardon to a thief. Okay, so you when you now see Bola Tinubu coming out to say he's going to fight corruption, personally for me, I think he's joking. I think he's just not just joking. He's trying to sell his market to the people so that they'll come down and accept him.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Okay. That aside, why did he make that statement yesterday? Because over 30 courtrooms was commissioned yesterday. That's the magistrate court in Rivers State, and such a laudable project. And we cannot take it out for Wike that he has really invested in the judiciary. I cannot factor any governor that beats him on that on investment on the part of the judiciary. Yeah. Be it welfare, be it by infrastructure, he has done his bidding. And some might be like, oh, after all that he is a lawyer. Oh, come to think of it, we still have lawyers as governors out there. What were they able to do for their profession?
Very true.
Okay. So due to that, the president-elect now made that utterance about fighting corruption. That by the time you start fending for these lawyers, for our judges, fending for them, giving them the right welfare, that will help them to relax and stop taking bribes. Yeah. Okay, but we will still have to figure out the fact that even when some of these officials know that their welfare has been catered off, that institutional issues that we are having in the country with respect to corruption, that's corruption is institutional in the country, it gives them that free will, knowing that when they go ahead and get caught, they might refer some part of the money and use the others go free. Yeah. Okay, so it is a cancer in the system. We only need a vibrant and fully dedicated leader that will come and save us with respect to corruption. Yeah. Is Tinubu the option? Personally, I think that because of antecedents. One might be like, oh, come on. After all, the cases around him, he has not really, in quotes, be fully convicted. Okay? I'm coming from that aspect because see, a man cannot have plenty cases on his head and you're trying to tell us that he's totally free. Yeah. Are you getting me? The cases are too numerous to mention. And
most of them are all pointing towards corruption.
Yes, and
illegal
lies and
deals.
Deceit.
Yeah.
So, and personally, I also think that he has not given us that some of the things hanging over his head. I've not gotten some good reasons with respect to the allegations. Some he has kept mute about it. Well, that is not the topic of the day. Well, he had a nice time yesterday, I must say. Oh, we also saw somebody like Magnus Abbey coming out to be with him. Yeah, some persons came out with some reaction that look at Wike's face, seeing Magnus Abbey within the president-elect, and some jokes were made out of it actually. So, but at the end of the day, I think Tinubu had a swell time, and congratulations once again to the governor. He made another comment. He says, "See, I don't want to come back here in the next 6 months, and I see that this magistrate court has been dilapidated. Sure. Issues are happening that you can't even power your AC or you can't even power your generator because you'll be like, they've not sent money for diesel." That he does not want to hear that. And he was also saying that he also made it known that the law school that he gave, as in the Rivers State government, gave them 400 million naira to their purse, to their account, that they should be prudent in this spending, that they should use this money to make sure they are running this place. And also, even as the federal government is bringing in their own quota, that they should not just because of money is there too. You know Nigeria now, money is there so that they will spend it anyhow. And they should not also, why he gave them that money, but so that they will not be complaining that the government have not sent in their subvention funds. So it's a good one, a big win for the state. Yeah.
Kudos to the president-elect and also to the governor of Rivers State for inviting him. Even though we've had a lot of people, opposition parties, like the APC, complaining that, oh, they weren't invited, even though they were bringing in bringing in their number one man. We saw a statement issued, not just a statement, Onaiyekan himself, that's the the governorship candidate of the APC, coming out to say that Governor Wike didn't do well by not inviting, the APC or him to join in welcoming, the president-elect. That has resulted to a lot of controversy, people talking and reactions here and there, but that's not the main thing. Well, we see the president-elect standing firm, answering to some of the requests of the governor of River State and all of that. Yes, truly, he had a swell time commissioning those projects, and we hope to see more of him as we carry on with governance, as these new leaders are sworn in come May 29th. Let's move on to other papers here, and let's go to this day newspaper. Let's take on the headlines there. We'll begin from the top. It says, Onaiyekan, it's senseless to swear in 2023 winners of polls with pending court cases. Calls for review of Nigeria's electoral system. You find that story on page 5 of this day newspaper. We move downwards. Says Sudan, about 200 Nigerians stranded on road to Egypt. You see same story on page 5 of this day newspaper. Moving downwards, May 29th, Defense Headquarters warns against plot to scuttle handover program. Page 26 is where details is. Moving on to the main headline here. Tinubu vows to make corruption unattractive, says unity of country not negotiable. Tinubu vows to make corruption unattractive, says unity of country not negotiable. There can only be one president at a time. I cannot commit to expenditures, pledges to fulfill all political promises. All of that details is on the pages of this day newspaper, so do well to pick up and read up the story. We also see a picture of him cutting the red ribbon at the court premises in Moscow Road here in River State. All right, let's go to the statement made by Bishop Onaiyekan, which says it is senseless to swear in 2023 winners of polls with pending court cases. What do you make of that story?
It is so glaring that our constitution is suffering from, will I say, from having the needful. How can you have a president elect being surrounded with court cases? Okay, how can you have an election being surrounded where you have the opposing persons coming out to challenge the president-elect? So you have a court case and you are swearing in at the same time. In fact, there is even more gearing up towards May 29 than
the court cases.
The court
it's
cases.
Almost like those court cases will not make any headway. So why are they there?
Yes, and also mind you, this will also cause tension if there will be change. Okay.
Oh yeah, because monies, resources, a lot of things have been geared to that angle of doing the swearing in. It's not a cheap event. It's a big money event that is being sponsored by the from the federal government purse. And so if that were to change for them to swear in a new government, I can imagine the economical damage that would have done and a lot more.
Then, but you ask the question, from February the 25th till May 29th, let's just say about 3 months and some days, would that be enough for
the courts
case of magnitude, the case of such magnitude with plenty of evidences? Will it be enough to ascertain what's happened during the election?
Yeah, of course, the time frame is really short.
Okay.
It's really short.
Okay.
And I guess that's why they're like, okay, we need to continue with governance while these cases are on, which I find very strange though. I'm not in agreement in
and also, we should also note the fact that Onaiyekan, the priest, has also been seen as a bad dog by some APC there, warlords.
Yeah, because in recent time we've also observed that for everyone that has come out to try to make statements that make statements that makes the May 29th swearing in something that shouldn't be done, we see the APC, dogs coming after you. Not just the APC, a lot of people that somehow have a stake in the APC camp, they really come after you. So yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, so the tension is up again. I don't know who else will make another utterance while we are May 29 is getting close.
Of course.
Closer and closer by the day, okay? But I think this should be looked at, okay, in the next election. We really need to look into that and see a way that these tribunal cases will end before swearing in, so that Nigerians will know. Because at the end of the day, it's now looking so real that the courts are the ones settling the votes.
Yeah.
They are the ones going to count the vote. They are the ones going to decide for the voters. Unfortunately, our INEC, that's our umpire, are not doing their job, because if it is glaring, even when you're even going for the case will even be watered down. But at this point, if you go and ask some Nigerians, they'll be like, they still have hope that this might be turned over, that their mandate will be called upon.
That's a very slim hope, because once Tinubu is sworn in, let's also understand that he has assumed all the full powers in the land. He is now the #1 man that holds all the powers in the land, as it were. So wouldn't that be a thing of Tinubu or the powers within his confines working against the actual result that will come out from the court?
If you want to take me to the fantasy lane, we might say, okay, what if he gets booted by the court? Okay, fantasy. What if he gets booted by the court? What then happens? Yes, he has the powers, and mind you, he will not be the first to disobey Supreme Court order or judgment. So what then will happen? These are just fantasies.
Yeah, we're just going to leave it until we see what the judgment of the court looks like. But then we hope that those cases don't drag forever. We need to get, results from those cases and on time.
And personally, I want peace, and I don't want to.
Of course. We don't want any drama. We don't want any drama.
In as much as some person will be like, we want the truth. But sometimes going for the truth can be just so deadly. Are we also ready as a nation to fight that battle?
Very true. All right, we're going to take on our next paper, but before that, we're going to go on a very short break. Once we come back, we'll do the last paper for today. You stay tuned.
Hey there! Are you looking to record your videos, do your voiceovers, and take your professional pictures? Look no further. With our state-of-the-art newsroom, photography, kitchen for our food content creators, and exclusive children's studio, we certainly can deliver the best studio experience. Our carefully designed studio space can bring your diverse creative content ideas to life. We aim to consistently serve value to our customers far and wide. Come, let Tharv Media give life to your dreams. Tharv Media, a slice of infotainment.
All right, welcome back from that short break. We want to thank you so much for staying with us up to this time here on the Newspaper Review. We're still taking the headlines across newspapers around Nigeria. And this time we're going to the Vanguard newspaper for today, the 5th of May, 2023. And the headlines there says, swearing in Tinubu before tribunal's judgment makes no sense. Onaiyekan. Tinubu, I'll be sworn in. Avoid murky waters of politics. Keyamo counters. Keyamo is always jumping out of everywhere. Yes. Like once he hears anybody saying anything as regards this May 29, he jumps out and makes a statement. God knows what he's looking for. But he's off. This man, he must do. He has been all over. In fact, he has been very popular as the president-elect. So why won't he? In fact, if he doesn't get a position in this government, in this incoming government, I'll be really shocked. But surely, he and Femi Kayode, they've been all over the place. So we know that. And then, let's not also forget that a lot of these lobbyists also journeyed with the president-elect to Rivers State because he's going to spend 2 days. So it gives them ample opportunity to, try to find their way and lobby. Some quarters have also said that even the governor did not just invite him here to commission. He invited him to lobby for something. And one of the open ones that we heard him, request for was the refunds of monies meant for projects that he has executed around Rivers State. Well, let's leave that to how it plays out in the nearest future. Let's continue with our headlines. All right, moving forward, we go to the main headline here. No, there's this very interesting one. It says here, Ekweremadu's no fate today. Ekweremadu's no fate today. That's a very tough one. And page 6 is where you will get details of that story. We'll move on to the main headline. It says here, escape from Sudan with gunfire all over. We thought we'd never see home again. Returnees tell tales of woes. I had said my last prayers, waiting for the worst. Student, we were sexually harassed, broke, stole to survive. Students, we paid money to be allowed to urinate. We paid to bath. We paid to bath, brush teeth, etc. Nigerian officials starved us for 12 hours. We literally saw death, but Nigeria came through. I feared for my children's safety in Sudan. Nigerian father. Refusal of Nigeria mission to pay visa fees delayed our evacuation. Federal government gives each returning 100,000 naira cash gift. Asman heir to airlift second batch. All right, so that's all the headline we'll be taking on the Vanguard newspaper. Victor, this story sounds really pathetic and sad, but thank God, over 300 students have been, brought back to the country safely. They are still, evacuating more, but we hope that they get as much people as they can before, the ceasefire, is taken out of play. But what's your take on this story generally?
Kudos that the federal government has brought back these persons, in as much as, yes, we have our reservations with how the processes have gone. But we also thank them for that. But when you also look at what is happening in Sudan, and when you relate it to Nigeria, you be like, just like our last statement before the break, that we want peace, we don't want war.
Yeah.
Okay? When you have a leader that just wants power but nothing, detriment of people dying, they don't care. Okay, so if that happens in Nigeria, my brother, my sister,
so it will be something else.
It will be so deadly. So we don't want that. Look at what some Nigerian students that came back and said that they don't wish this kind of war to happen in Nigeria. Okay, they've mentioned how they suffered and how they went through hell. But I also need to point out this Egypt. Egypt is a big player in this case for Nigerians. And just begin to wonder, are there no other borders around Sudan that Nigerians can come back? Because it's looking like Egypt is a whole lot of challenge, because they just want their money too. They want their visa money. They want some documentation to be intact. And you just begin to wonder, this is crisis period. Can't you just allow these people to go? But they refuse to. But he also asks, what about other regions around there? You mentioned Eritrea. Eritrea, they get their own civil wahala. Ethiopia still has their own. You talk about Central Africa, wahala. So around that region, you just find out what is wrong with Africa. And in all, you find out that they want, all of them are about struggle for power.
Yeah.
What are you guys using this power for? At the end of the day, even this power, if they give you the power, you are not even utilizing it well. Your people are
still
hungry.
impoverished.
Your people are suffering. Look at Sudan. Yes, they have oil, or they had good quantity of oil when they were a big block. Okay, Sudan case and Nigerian case, they are not so far apart. When they were a big block, when you have, in as well as, yes, they are made up of, like the Sudan itself, not the old Sudan, the new Sudan. They're about 90% of Muslims, 5% Christians, and the rest traditionalists and co. You find that in a place, in a country whereby people are, their politicians want to grab power by force, but the people are suffering. 90% of 70% of your revenue is oil, or was oil when the big block was together. Not until South Sudan left and took 2/3 of the share, and Sudan now has just 1/3 of what it was having before. But mind you, when you also subtract the population, because population in African man sense is problem. It's big problem. They want to be small and have that same money. But oh God, we don't have all that time. When you start mentioning countries that have, like China, that have used up their population,
to the advantage,
they don't have the oil that, they don't even have the natural resources that we have in Africa. Okay, so, well, I just pray that from what the our Nigerian students have said, you just don't want that to happen in this country, please. And to the other persons out there, oh, they were saying that, see, the way the war started, they were just so surprised. They thought it was just going to, just
Die
going to
down.
stop immediately, but
It has really escalated, and we see that the federal forces are saying that they are not backing down until the rebel forces are submitting, yielding completely to their demands, and of course they should be in full control of the country. So by that, it means that there will be, this war is not stopping anytime soon. We also see the US government evacuating their people, also the British government and every other countries that have citizens there are beginning to move out. From the reports we're getting, over 100,000 people have already moved out of Ethiopia or are being displaced at this time. People are dying by their numbers every day. And that's not something anybody should wish for at this time. Ukraine has been in war for over a year now. We see the unimaginable damage to both human life and properties that has taken place in Ukraine. We don't wish that for any country, more so our country. We are going through a tough time, but I believe that we can surmount all of that if we continue to engage dialogue and see how it gets us to a better place. All right, I want to thank you, Victor, for coming. And to our viewers, thank you all for staying with us up to this moment. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're seeing this video for the first time, and also follow us on our social media handles. We're on Facebook at Staff TV, on Instagram it's Staff TV_. So follow us on all of these platforms. We'd love to have you connected to us. Until next time I come your way again, my name is William Sabule, and this has been the Newspaper Review.